What's going on everyone, Ollelito back here with a brand new tutorial on the channel. Tutorial Tuesday. It is Tuesday today guys, and we have a new tutorial on your hands. Because today we have a tutorial where I will be showcasing and teaching you guys how to pressure play Ninjas In 25. It's a part of like a bit of a defending guide, but in this tutorial we will do pressure play, and in probably in the next one we will maybe do play switching or whatever. Let me know that in the comments whatever tutorials you want to see next, and let's just jump into today's video. So we start off in the background and we face a very good player here in Darkly. We are leading 3-1, we just scored to make it 3-1, and I just wanted to showcase you how I'm thinking when I want to pressure play my opponent. So it is basically from kickoff here, and most often than not, first of all, always cover the long ball with the kickoff. You know what I mean, the kickoff glitch is right now at the moment. But the thing I wanted to do, you see how I'm actually combining the second man pressure by pressing R1 on your controller, which means that it will have this triangle above Mbappe's head, and you also see this kind of green bar. When this green bar goes completely red, you can't do second man press with that player anymore, because otherwise you could hold in second man press throughout the whole game and you can just run around with one player doing a second man pressure. So that's like kind of a stamina bar for the second man pressure. So you see that Mbappe is getting closer, and then when Mbappe is getting closer, I'm switching with the right stick on my controller towards Kylian Mbappe to try to get close to the ball holder, and then at the same time holding R1 pressure to actually put some pressure on Patrick Guillaro with Mbappe, but also cover up his right back option here, which I don't know who that is. That's Saliba. And as you see here, as soon as he passes this to Saliba, I manually switch with L1 actually, because Ginola is the closest one to the ball, towards Ginola to try to put manual pressure on Saliba. So here again, he finds the winger. I can't really do too much. And the thing I want to do here, when he basically managed to beat Ginola on this side, is that I want to drag back Valverde to be able to cover the space with Mbappe here. Because if Mbappe gets the ball here, he's very dangerous going forward. So the thing I want to do then, I do second man pressure with Ginola from behind, and then trying to cover the space with Mbappe. As soon as I see, okay, he has Alexander-Arnold, if I manage to actually press a tackle here with Ginola, because the tackle button is so broken in this year's game, I can actually win the ball. So the thing I do, I just run back, press the tackle button, and we automatically get the ball. So if we look back at this full sequence once again, we score, of course, to make it 3-1, as I said to you guys. But if we look back at this whole sequence without pausing, I can explain it. Once again, I try to go close to Patrick Guillaro. As you see, I switch, trying to get closer. Second man press, dragging back R9. Then when he beats this line, okay, now he's not in dangerous space. I switch to Ginola, I press circle, and we manage to win the ball. That's basically how you pressure play in EFC 25. And I just wanted to showcase this. This was actually right after, and we actually managed to score from this chance as well. So if you pressure play on this game, like I did there, you will score plenty more goals. This is also going to be a very interesting sequence where pressure play actually rewards me him making an error in build-up, which leads to me getting the ball back. So as you see here, I lost the ball with Ginola. And the thing I see, as soon as I lose the ball with Ginola here, okay, Ginola is in Trent Alexander-Arnold's back here, and I can do second man pressure with him, which you will see that I will do. You see, the green kind of triangle is appearing above Ginola's head, which means that we are doing second man pressure, trying to put pressure on Alexander-Arnold. But if I just do second man pressure and don't do any manual press, he can just run in a straight line. So the thing I want to do, I want to cause an error for him to make a rushed decision that can lead to me actually getting a chance, or even in, I mean, best case scenario, I get a chance. Worst case scenario, he just plays out of the pressure, and a decent scenario is just me getting the ball back and trying to build something up again. So the thing I do second man pressure, but at the same time putting manual pressure with Putellas. He passes the ball away, and I manage to regain possession and basically trying to build up an attack once again. And this is actually super important. I get a very good chance from this, and we almost score in this game basically because of the pressure play. Once again, we have another sequence here where we actually just running back with Ginola and actually trying to stop this counter-attacking opportunity. You see once again, you see that I'm actually trying to be active with the counter pressure play is when my opponent is building up, because that's the easiest way to cause an error. But also, if we manage to regain possession here, this is where the most opponents are vulnerable. Vulnerable. Doesn't matter. You guys understand what I mean. Because if I get the ball here, you see how open his backline is. Saliba is, I don't know, 20-30 meters away from Van Dijk, and I can just play Mbappe or R9, take a touch and score. before. So the thing I want to do, once again, second man pressure with Ginola, trying to put pressure on the ball holder, which in this case is Alexander-Arnold. But at the same time, you see me doing manual pressure play with Putellas, trying to cut off the pass to Tchouaméni in this case. And the thing that's going to happen here, he will break the line in between my counter pressure, which is totally fine. I mean, this is something, is basically high risk, high reward. If I pressure very, very high up with a lot of players, the risk of me getting the ball is pretty high. But if he plays out of the press, then we are a bit in trouble. So you always got to find out, okay, is it worth it? Basically find this high risk, high reward, and is it worth to be able to pull the players out of position? You tell me. So the thing after this is he breaks the line. Here, I should just keep on running with Van de Ven towards Leao, because if I run to Leao's back and press circle, I most likely get the ball. So I need to be more aggressive here. This is a tip that's super, super important. The thing I do though, which is fine, because if I miss this tackle with Van de Ven as well, you see that his bait is going to make this run in behind Van de Ven's back into that open space. So the thing I do, I try to drag back Van de Ven, because you see Bale is making a very, very good run, even though Van de Ven and Van Dijk has good control over him because he's still alone. The thing I do, I just track back with Ginola as much as I can. I just run back with Ginola, manage to get the ball. He gets the ball back, doesn't matter. I stop the counter-attacking opportunity, and now we're back to square one. Now we can start to pressure play again because it's on my opponent's half. And that's something that I usually go after. If it's on my opponent's half, then I can press how much I want to. But if it's on my half, I need to be a bit more careful. I can't just drag players out of position, because that will leave you guys very, very open in defense, and then it's super, super hard to defend. So the thing I do here, again, I'm very, very close to the ball. Here, I should just probably press circle with Ginola, and then I will take the ball from Leao. This goes super, super quickly in game, right? So it's super hard to react to this. The thing I do though, okay, I'm not really close enough maybe with Ginola. So the thing I do second man pressure with Ginola, and then with Putellas, I'm trying to cut off once again the pass towards Leao. He could have played the winger here at the bottom right. You can't really see him because my face cam is in the way, but doesn't matter. Okay, second man pressure. We actually drag Putellas towards Tchouaméni now, and the only option that this guy really has now is to play the ball back to Arnold. We read the pass, we take the ball, and from here we can start a counter-attacking opportunity, finding Kylian Mbappé. Maybe should have made that pass to R9 and we should have scored, but it's fine. You guys get the hang of it. Try to master the second man pressure, but also try to put some manual pressure. So now I'm going into another sequence of actually how you should pressure play, but this is on my own half. So the thing I want to do here, I can be on him, that's totally fine, but we always want to tuck the fullback in to be able to prevent my opponent to find this pocket of space between the center back and the fullback. So the thing I should have done here with Dalot, which I'm doing, is basically making the space in between Van Dijk and Dalot here smaller, so we can't just do a speed boost through us, because that will prevent basically the speed boost opportunity for him. So the thing I do then is I try to drag back my center midfielder and be aggressive, because the only option that Theo Hernandez has here is to play back to the CM and then try to recycle it once again and try to open up space to find a long shot, or in general just find space in behind my defensive line. So the thing I do, I'm being aggressive with Valverde, I'm going towards the ball holder, and we manage to get the ball, and from here we can start a counter-attacking opportunity by sending Salah just right away and then try to go for the counter, which I think we are doing pretty well here, even though he's very, very well prepared there with Theo Hernandez, and he managed to get the ball back. But once again, if we play the sequence back, just drag him back Valverde, try to put pressure on the ball holder. If I manage to miss that tackle with Valverde there, it doesn't really matter too much because I still have my whole defensive line in order. But if you do that with a center back, for example, you know, if your opponent turns away then and you miss the tackle with your center back, of course it will open up space. But that's why I always tell you guys, try to use your center midfielders to your advantage as much as you can, because that will help you first of all be way more compact in defense, but also basically not really open in defense, because you don't need to pull out these center backs, and that will just help you achieve a lot more wins in weekend league and in general be a better player. Once again, this is going to be me actually trying to put pressure on my opponent, but also defending on my own half of the pitch, because I felt like I needed to do one more sequence of this. So the thing you see once again, the triangle above Ginola's head, second man pressure towards Mbappé. By holding R1, you perform this kind of second man pressure. So the thing I want to do, put pressure on Mbappé, but at the same time try to keep the middle compact. So I need to switch quicker here to Valverde to actually make Valverde be in this kind of space between Valverde and Van Dijk now, so we are able to manually block off the pass from his Patrick Uyarro to Gareth Bale in this sequence. Because I know in terms of this kind of sequence, the opponent always wants to find their strikers when they find this kind of pass into the CM center midfielders. So the thing we do, again, second man pressure. You see how I'm actually just working with the center midfielders, trying to make it compact. If it does a skill move, then I just switch quickly to my Van de Ven, and that's basically how I try to basically cover the middle when I'm defending in EFC 25. So once again here, I know all of the opponents wants to go to the wing, then convert it into the midfield, then try to find a striker. Once again, you see me actually just working with the center midfielders, trying to make it compact. I lost a bit of space there. I should have maybe tucked in a bit more with Botellas, but overall, we managed to defend it well and not really concede in this attack. This is going to be a super good sequence, I think, overall. You see here, I actually pulled Van de Ven a bit too much out of position. Doesn't really matter though, because he can't really go forward. But this is also one thing. If you see that your opponent doesn't really have a lot of players going forward, it's fine sometimes to step out with the center backs trying to be aggressive and win the ball, but don't really do it too much. Don't make it a habit, because then you will concede a lot of space in behind, and you will also concede a lot more goals in this game. So the thing I do, once again, you see me just trying to drag back all the players that I have to try to make it as compact as possible, because I know that my opponent wants to find these kind of passes between my lanes. So the thing I do, he does a speed boost here. But once again here though, when I feel like, okay, I can't really do too much here, then you see me, he can't really pass anyone besides Mbappe here. The thing I do, second man pressure with Valverde, because he's the closest player except Van de Ven here to the ball. Just second man pressure, we managed to get the ball, and then from this attack, we actually managed to score, and that was only because we put some really good pressure there with Federico Valverde, because Ginola, he doesn't miss these. Perfect finish into the back of the net. And once again, you see me actually just trying to put pressure on the opponent. I basically want to make my opponent feel uncomfortable, because if he has this feeling all the time, okay, this guy's putting pressure here, he's doing this, he's doing that, he will constantly think in his head that, okay, I can't really, you know, keep the ball for too long, I need to pass. And that's actually that kind of state of mind I want to put my opponent in, because then he will feel a lot more uncomfortable. So the thing we do, once again, we just understand. Here I probably should have tackled with Van de Ven, doesn't matter though. I realize, okay, Valverde is actually making a run on the upside of Van de Ven. The thing I do though, I just drag back Van de Ven, covering up the space to Valverde. Then, when I can actually decide to be more aggressive, that's when I bite. That's when I do the second man pressure, wins the ball, and automatically we turn possession from our own half into opponent's half, and we manage to score out of it, because we basically learned how to pressure play in the EFC 25. Guys, thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Hope you guys really like it. Whatever kind of tutorial you want to see next, please comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. We're super close to get 60,000 followers on YouTube, so I would appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.